Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. As always, I'm the Wombat of DM, and we are joined here with our fantastic party. Uh, Let me introduce them to you, or let them introduce themselves, actually.
Hello, I'm playing Ulrich, the human paladin.
I'm playing Roger, the Wood Elf Assassin. Wood Elf Assassin? Yes, he would.
I am Belbane Wall, and I am Belzian, the half-elf monk.
I am Yarvik, the halfling ranger.
And Zippo, the pyromaniac.
And I played Jordan, the human bard. And together we have been traveling for quite some time. So last we left off, we had traveled in pursuit of a gentleman named Gerard, who has been going under the guise of Shadow for quite some time. Shadow is, of course, turns out to be the thought to be dead Prince of Seregen, who tried to steal the throne until he was kind of his plans were quashed by this party that we have here before us, and so they were pursuing him to bring him to justice one way or the other. On the way there, they encountered a pesky river, an amethyst field, a dance of wisps, a party of gnomes, and a thorny briared forest. Until they finally caught him here on the eastern edge of the barbed woods, the barbed forest. And they have been locked in combat with him for at least half of a session now. So Shadow has proved to be a match to the party, having several different things that make him difficult. Right? What have you guys encountered so far about Shadow?
It's like a starfish, he can multiply.
And teleport.
Yes, so Shadow can kind of phase between shadows. He can kind of clone himself, it seems. He's made several clones of himself, one of which you've killed.
He also very much likes to be trapped in Witch Bolt for some reason. That one's just weird.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten out of that yet, has he?
Nope.
He's also kind of goofy looking, not gonna lie.
A little strange that he wanted to be his brother. Like, I've never seen the Queen, but she can't be that pretty.
Hey man, I look up to my brother, IRL, so.
I mean, I'm the older brother,
How
so
tall
I
is he?
guess I hope my little brother does.
Yeah, he also has some class features, if not class levels, such as Monk and Rogue. I believe he has sneak attack, and definitely has deflect missiles from the Monk.
Yeah, so he definitely has some monk levels and some rogue levels potentially. Yep. Yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on with the campaign so far. Now, some of these abilities that Shadow has is, of course, legendary actions, which we've encountered last time, and I believe it is the top of the round. I have a marker on which Shadow has the Witch Bolt on it. You see the little lightning twisty thingy. I figured that was appropriate.
I believe that one is also stunned.
I believe the one that was stunned was also killed. Right here we have the floating axe of Ulrich, his spiritual
The
weapon.
Oaken Hearth. Yeah.
And of course, Shadow's horse with a hanging lantern off to the side that's kind of strung into the saddling. All right. Anybody have anything else before we begin? Anything I missed? All right. So since it's the top of the round, I will have Gerard make his actions. Now, you're sure that it was this one that was stunned, Belzian? I thought it was the one that was here that was stunned.
I'll go off what you say.
Okay. Yeah, I believe the one that you stunned also was the one that got killed. This one here, this one, I should say, cloned and made another copy.
Which one made the clone? Top left?
Top right.
Top right.
And then this is the one that switch bolted. It's been kind of hard in the cup game to tell which shadow was the one that backstabbed Ulrich by this point. And which one was riding the horse, and then which one is, a clone of a clone, or clone. Clone, right? All right. So, let's see here. Well, I'll start off with this Gerard attacking Belzian, since he's within 5 feet.
How dare you? Ooh. Did you want spooky music or anything? Or do I just have everything muted?
I have not started the music yet. Give me one moment.
I mean, I'm sure the players could provide music if you asked them. We could, start a sick beat.
There we go.
I might have a kazoo.
I'd go for that really terrible Titanic theme that's been going around lately in all the videos. Just played horribly, but like.
Ad recorder.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, so good, so
It
good.
is great. And yes, a 29 does hit.
As does the 22, I assume.
Yes.
All right. Oh, it's interesting that it didn't roll damage. All right. 14 damage.
Okie dokie. Ow.
I rolled 2 attacks that both hit. It's automatically adding the sneak attack for whatever reason. So I used the second one as the second roll. So it's 14 in total. Gonna actually bring this character sheet over to the other screen. Makes it easier for me. The shadow on the northwest, uses a key point. He kind of fades into, or actually, no. He uses a key point to cause a darkness spell to occur on him. Trying to think of the best way to draw that real quick. Object, circle. I'm gonna have to. I wonder if I can actually just find a token that's a shadow darkness spell. Probably not. All right. So darkness is what, 30 feet?
Yeah, I think it's a 30
Yeah, I
foot
believe so.
radius, but it'll vary.
So I'm just looking it up real quick. Uh, 15-foot radius, so 30 feet, yeah. Okay, so he's casting darkness on himself. So that'll be... No, it's this big. Yeah. And then I'll move that on him. Okay, Belzine, you're partially obscured by darkness. You're kind of within the circle there.
Cool. Can I see into the darkness at all, or is it like super magical darkness?
It's magical darkness. Okay, so I just enabled lighting. Can everyone still see as a character?
Yeah.
Yep.
Appears to be so, yeah.
I don't see the darkness on mine. I just see
Yeah,
the circle.
I have not done that part yet. I think I actually need to enable it for each person, and then it's not giving me that layer. I feel like they've changed some things in terms of. Oh, those are just torches. Interesting. Huh. Dynamic lighting on. Daylight mode. Save settings. Okay, that should do it. And then we can go to dynamic lighting. Put in that. Yeah, there we go. Can you see that? Or not see that, I should say.
It's
Yep.
not a dome though. It's projecting past. It's, you know what I mean?
Well, it's
Like-
obscuring the view of everything behind it, too.
Yeah.
So it'd be
If,
like a
if you were
pillar
to
of
move
darkness?
somewhere else, you would be able to see.
Yeah, it's
The-
a sphere. It's like half. It's a hemisphere, but yeah, since it's blocking the way, it's kind of like acting like a giant tree chunk.
I got it.
All right. Shadow appears behind Jordan and makes a sneak attack because he has advantage from his shadow step. All right. That's a hit. He's getting some good rolls here. $11. It's another hit. plus 8. So 19 damage. All right, and who knows what the third shadow does? Bet you love
Can
that.
I ask just a clarification point?
Yes, please.
Why is it doing 19 damage? Oh, never mind. Because he gets 2 attacks.
2 attacks, yep.
Yeah.
No sneak
disregard.
attack for the
Right.
second one.
Right.
All right, Ulrich, up.
All right. Ulrich is well, I mean, he can't see into the darkness, obviously, so he is going to. Yeah.
Oh, one thing I will also remind both Ulrich and Roger are very injured.
Yep. Yeah,
One
so
thing I didn't say.
I think Ulrich is going to run here, then he is going to. Yeah, he's just going to attack twice with his mace. So it's 25 and an 18.
Those both hit.
Okay. And that's going to be 16 total bludgeoning damage. As a bonus action, he moves the Spectral X down this way. And that is going to be a 20 crit. It's going to be a crit.
Very nice.
So, do you do the? I forget how you do crits.
You roll again.
Okay, cool.
So it's not doubling the damage, it's getting a second.
Okay, so it's going to be 16 additional magical force damage.
Okay, so it's 16 and 16?
That's right. 16 non-magical bludgeoning, and then 16 magical damage.
Alright, so between your 2 mace hits and the swipe of the axe cleaves down and straight through the shadow that's adjacent to the horse there. And he dissipates in a cloud of misty fog type shadowy substance, like a dark fog.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. And Ulrich's just gonna say, "We gotta get rid of that darkness," and that's gonna be his turn.
All right, Roger.
All right. So can I both activate my lantern and then also close it to turn off the darkness
Yes.
on my turn? Okay. So I want to move into range of that, open and shut it, and step as far back as I can. So I guess where's our...
So you'll want to be within 30 feet of it, right?
Hey, I am within 30 feet of it.
Yeah, well, I guess 15 feet from your center, so you'll want to be within 15 feet for it to touch. I guess that is Yeah.
So I need to move to this spot. Okay. So I will move up here for the first part of my move. We'll open the Shade Eater. And then once it's activated and I can no longer see, I'll immediately shut it.
All right. I'm just going to move it for the time being over here in case we need it again. Oh, wrong thing. But that's fine.
And then with the rest of my movement, I'm going to run the hell away. I got 4 more spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to use my rogue bonus action to dodge.
Okay, which adds an extra 1 to your AC?
No, that's 3.5. You straight up has disadvantage on attacking me.
Oh, right. Okay. Fair enough.
And I've got advantage on dexterity saving throws. Not that I expect that to matter.
Got it.
And that's my turn. Darkness dispel.
There's the stuff. Thank you.
And you're done?
Those were all of my actions.
All right. I'm going to take a legendary action. This shadow adjacent to Belzian seems to grow thin and then splash out of existence for just a moment until he reappears in the same spot.
There he goes doing that crap again. I think that's the real one, guys.
Question for you, Zippo. Does Witch Bolt affect on your turn or mine?
I can activate it on my turn.
Oh, it's on your turn. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's
I
my
just
action.
realized I hadn't, rolled for damage or anything like that. So, all right. It is now up to Yarvik.
Let's see. Shoot, the bow's not going to work. I'm too far away. I think I'm going to turn. Ulrich, what's your healing status right now? Do you need some heals?
Ulrich is looking a lot, pretty rough. Yeah,
right.
he's bleeding a lot, but he looks, determined all the same.
I'm going to. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna come around and I'm gonna drop some heals on Ulrich because I'm too far away to do anything this round.
Oh, jeez, thank you. Oh, that's good stuff.
It's a little bit there.
I'll do it.
He's just gonna say to Ulrich that we're not out of the fight yet.
Yeah. At least I'm not bleeding as much anymore.
And that is it for Yarvik.
It's me turn. Okay, I'm gonna roll my damage for Witch Bolt.
Side question: did the Witch Bolt switch from one of the shadows to the other one?
No.
I just rolled really bad for Witch Bolt this time.
Okay, 6 damage.
Yeah. Mega Savage. That's Zippo's turn.
You're not going to do anything else? Or is
Well,
it?
I guess I can move a little bit. I'll move here so I can get a little closer to this one so he can't escape the witch bolt as easily. And that'll be my turn.
All right. Belzian.
Belzian. Belzian's hurt so much he's no longer smiling. That's when you know shit's got real.
How hurt are you?
Yeah. Belzian has 3 HP. He's doing fine.
Oh, damn.
Wow, you actually have less than me. That's surprising, because I only have 6.
But he'll step over to the side and take a couple of whacks here. Perfect. Yeah, does a 26 hit?
The 26 hits, yes.
I'm guessing the 8 does not.
Negative.
Whoopah! 6 bludgeoning damage. And as a key point special, Belzian is going to take a patient defense to use the dodge action.
All right.
And that's his turn.
Oh, you're fine. I'm just taking a look at it. So basically, I get to. Patient defense takes a dodge action, step to the wind, disengage your dash. Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, the only pertinent one was the patient defense.
Yeah. Yeah, you're good. All right. Jordan, now that he's... Actually, I should get rid of the shadow since he dissipated. He's going up to Roger. Well, actually, let me see. So, Roger, you have 6 hit points?
Yeah.
And Belzian, you have 3.
Neither of us can take a hit, but you should prioritize healing Belzian.
I can make 30 feet. Well, wait. Oh, that's 35. Oh, if you had only backed up.
Well, I mean, if you can't reach him, heal me.
Right. Let me check something. So healing word is a creature I can see. So I'm gonna cast from here.
Word.
I'm gonna do this at, I'd say 3rd level is probably a good idea. And that's pretty good heals. That's 15 heals.
Heal Belzian. He needs it more than I do.
Oh, Roger's much
Yeah,
more
it's
deserving.
for Belzian.
Okay.
I'm just getting a picture of the Doom guy from the first game when he's on, 2 health. He's just a bloody mess.
That's fine.
Belzian is the most chipper Doom guy.
Rip and tear, my friends.
Put it on a t-shirt.
And Jordan moves up to kind of be a... Actually, I'll have him be here. Be a tantalizing target so that Shadow doesn't go for Roger and kill him. At least that's his thought process. Let's just go back around. There we go. All right, top of the round. All right, Belzian, you have taken defense.
Wah!
So my attempts to attack you will be, I'll be rolling at disadvantage.
That is correct.
Does a 22 hit?
It does. This feels like the worst game of Battleship ever.
How about a 13?
The 13 does not.
Okay. So I get 1 hit on you with no sneak attack. The roll is 7 damage.
I avoided 1. That's pretty cool.
I'm gonna spend a key point. This shadow jumps. Actually, he doesn't need to jump. He's just gonna move. So he was here. And he pulls out his short bow. He also drops his sword on the ground in the process. Let's say it's right about here. All right. He's gonna shoot at Jordan. Actually, you know what? Yeah, he shoots at Jordan. Oof.
I'll just point out that Jordan's behind a big tree, so does he get any kind of cover advantages?
Yeah, he gets partial coverage, which actually adds to his AC, but he still hit.
Gotcha.
But thank you for pointing that out. That side is lower than over here. Over on the trunk side would have been full coverage, but over here it's just partial. Okay, so we had 2 hits. Did I roll any damage? I did not. Eight and 7 is 15. Jordan is now at 9 hit points. Ulrich.
Okay, Ulrich is going to use his bonus action to move the axe 20 feet. 1, 2. That goes there, and then Ulrich is going to do 1, 2, 3. Go next to it, and he is too far away to do the thing I really want to do, I think. But he's gonna do something a little different. Oh no, I already did that, so I can't do this. God damn it! Never mind. Forgot that was expended. Okay, and then in second thought, he's gonna dash and get beside Belzian, but over here instead, so as not to block any range of motion or shots anyone may need to take. And that's it.
Oh, hello, Ulrich. How are you?
You're looking like... Well...
I've had better days.
Yeah. As we say that, I think a sword like stabs through us, like through the air between us.
A sword?
Yeah. Or whatever weapon he's using right now.
Belzian emanating a slight, faint sound of doom music in the background.
So yeah, Oliver called it. Shadow definitely is going to take this opportunity to use a legendary action to attack Ulrich since he's moved into his range.
Yeah. I'm glad. Just a reminder, I do have my armor of Agathis still up, so.
Correct, which means you're at an 18. Or
I do have an 18 AC. Yep, and
does it do anything else for you?
Yeah, it does. I'm pulling the thing up because.
Oh yeah, if I hit you, I get injured, right?
That's correct. Yeah. So, I cast it originally at the second level, so. It's going to be 10. No, I cast it at the first level. It's 5 damage.
Okay. Yeah, I remember
Full
it being
damage.
5. Yep.
Yeah.
And 18 was not beaten for the first attack, but it was for the second.
Okay.
10 piercing damage. And I take 5.
Yep.
As Shadow stabs into you with his short sword, he reels in pain as the cold damage kind of travels up his blade into his hand, and he kind of stiffens in pain. He looks very worse for wear at this point.
Noted.
Roger.
And there's only one of them left now, right?
There's one here, and there's one up here.
Great. Can I get up on top of the log?
How would you like to do that? Like, yes, you can, but how would you like to do it?
I'm wondering if is this something that I would have to actually climb up there, or
It would just be like 5 feet of movement to get up it. That's all.
Oh, sure. Okay.
It's
Yeah,
low
I think-
enough. It's not really a climb check, I would say.
Gotcha. So I'll move 1, 2, 3, 4 with that extra 5 feet of movement.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to shoot at this guy who is still within my close range for the longbow.
What's the longbow? 120, right?
150 is short
150.
range.
Okay. I think I'm thinking of 3.5 again. I am a wealth of knowledge for 3.5.
Yeah, the max range was shorter, I think, also in 3.5.
Yeah, I think
Max-
it's like 120 by 300.
Yeah, max range for this is 150 by 600. I'm also going to use another fire arrow.
Okay.
So yeah, shooting at him. Does 26 hit?
A 26 does hit.
Alright, so we'll roll damage. No sneak attack, but I do get 1d6 fire. So 10 piercing, 3 fire.
Alright, he tries to deflect. So you said 10-5? Or 10-3?
Yeah,
So it's 13?
yep,
Okay.
but it is on fire.
Yeah, I'm going to say that the fire damage is not something he can deflect. He can still deflect the missile, but it being on fire, he's still going to get burned. So that means that the difficulty for him deflecting the arrow is actually lowered, but he'll still take damage. So there's a trade-off there, right? So he does deflect the arrow. In fact, he snatches it out of the air. And I flavored it last session as he knocks it back into his bow quickly and fires it back. Just because I kind of find it ridiculous that a monk can throw an arrow and it works just like, you know,
dart.
A dart. It doesn't. That's not how arrows work, right?
Back in the 90s, we called those long darts. They hurt a lot.
Yeah, I lost a few cousins to those.
Oh, if he thinks he can hit me with disadvantage from that, I mean,
Well, it's a range of 20 versus 60, so he that does actually kind of matter, right?
Yeah.
Because, well, you're quite a big difference.
yeah.
So, I don't think he's going to actually make that shot. Like, I think with the longer range, is that disadvantage? Or
Long range is definitely with disadvantage.
okay, that's what I thought. So you are within 60 feet. He just kind of snatches it out of the air and tosses it aside with a smirk.
Well, I'm going to keep maintaining my dodge as my bonus action, and I'm going to finish off the turn by using the rest of my move to slide back off the log.
Okay.
I'll use the extra piece of movement, so we'll move 1, 2.
All right.
And that'll be it.
So even though he kind of catches it and tosses it aside with a smirk, you can see that the smirk kind of turns into a grimace as he kind of shakes off his hand from getting burned slightly by the fire. Yarvik.
Yarvik, seeing Roger retreating, is going to ask, "Did you hit that SOB?"
I think he burned his hands trying to catch my flaming arrows.
Good enough for me. So Yarvik also has a complement of flaming arrows, and he's going to use... He gets 2 attacks, so I'm going to try to shoot some flaming arrows and see if I can get some luck this time.
All right. Empowered by Roger's ability to still damage Shadow despite being deflected, Yarvik knocks 2 arrows in response. The first one is a miss. The second, however, is a hit. All right, so that's 8 piercing, and then add 1d6 for fire. So roll another d6. Woohoo!
And then Yarvik, also realizing that discretion is a better part of valor, is going to finish his action by hopping back down off the log. And then after he's back down behind the log, he's going to stick his finger up in whatever the in-world version of flipping the bird is, just because it'll make him feel better.
Fair enough. So Shadow, similarly to Roger's arrow, he catches it out of thin air. You can kind of see that he's very well trained at this. He kind of follows the arrow with his eye and catches it before it hits him in the shoulder. But this one, the fire seems to flare up as he catches it in his hand. He must have caught it by the wrong part, and it severely burns him for another 6 damage. All right.
Doesn't that cost him a reaction?
It is a reaction, yes. He only gets 1 reaction, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Thank you for catching me on that. I am still getting used to some of this stuff, so I appreciate that. He takes the full damage. So that was I reduced an 8. Yes. All right. Both this shadow and the shadow in front of Ulrich seem to be mirrored in the amount of pain that they're in. So much so that the shadow in front of Ulrich makes a desperate attack using a legendary action. Ulrich is even. Bane, as Belzian, you're odd. Alright, Ulrich, you're being attacked.
Well, that'll hit. That doesn't hit, though.
Okay. Damn.
But he will take 5 damage each time he hits me.
Yes. So we're gonna do this in hit order, since he hit with the first one. So he gets 10 piercing damage as he stabs at you with his short sword, dealing a mighty blow to you as he desperately slashes at you, trying to bring you down. And as he does so, his blade freezes against your armor of Agathis. And the cold that you saw creep into him and damage him before creeps all the way up his shoulder, throughout his body, and the shadow crumbles into a cloudy, dark cloud of shadow as he dissipates. And the ice kind of consumes it, and kind of like the gas kind of sinks like a liquid nitrogen, and kind of dissipates on the ground floor. Fortunately for you, meaning that the critical is gone, because one cannot crit if one is quit.
That's what you get for giving me the cold shoulder for years.
All right, Zippo.
Okay. Seeing as how that man is over there, if I move to here, will I be able to see him over the tree?
Yes.
Okay. I will do that. And I'm not feeling. What way is he again? 65 feet. Okay. I'm going to move this 10 feet with my free action for using a spell, and then I need him to make a wisdom saving throw, please. going to Mind Spike him at second level. He fails. So he takes full damage, which is 12 psychic damage.
Okay, so Mind Spike. So this is where, like, describe what Mind Spike would do to a person.
It would essentially explode their brain if it killed them, is what I'm assuming. The only reason I used it is because since he failed, I always know where he's at now.
That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
All right. So, you cast a spell at Shadow, and at first, things look like he's like he kind of just tanks the damage, right? Like, you damaged him 12, and he's just up, and he's still got that smirk on his face. He's still got his bow at the ready, as if he's about to attack. And then you notice that his eyes are not moving. They've glazed over. And he collapses to the ground. From his back erupt 3 shadows. They kind of rise, bubble out of him. They stand over him, looking down at his body. All 3 have a circlet of light, not above their heads like an angel might, but on their heads, resting on their brow. 2 of them look down at the body and shake their heads as if sadly, and the other is grasping at his head like he can't believe that this has happened. The 3 shadows dissipate. And the woods grow still.
What the fuck was that?
That was certainly ominous.
I'm gonna go over to the body.
Yeah, maybe we can get some information out of it.
I'm gonna stagger over to the body.
Yeah. Ulrich's gonna try and he's gonna put a hand on Belzian as he passes by, giving Belzian 10 hit points, and then kind of jog over to try and catch up to Roger to give him some hit points too.
Yeah, I was gonna put some healing on Roger as well. So
Yeah, I'll give him another 10.
Oh,
Roger.
thank you.
That's just lay on hands.
Anybody else need heals?
Body takes me damage, thankfully.
How much healing did you say you were giving me?
He gave 10 to both Belzian and Roger.
Woot! I'm out of single digits.
All right. About 10 feet, 15 feet from Shadow, his short sword is laying on the ground.
Yarvik's gonna nudge it with his toe because he's not sure what's gonna happen.
Okay. The short sword drags along the ground slightly. Roger, you're doing what when you get there?
I'm gonna take a look at what he has on him right now. Gonna do a quick search of the body.
Okay. Give me an investigation, please.
Ta-da!
All right. So, among basic supplies that a traveler in a hurry might have, you know, the basic things like bedroll and mess kit and rations and rope and a tinderbox and a torch, a water skin, that seems to be well used, as if it's been used for quite a long time. You find several small packets. You find 5 small packets of powder that resemble fine sand. Each one of them has an eye label on them. This is not similar to the eyes that you saw in the mines or whatnot. It's not a sign of a god or anything like that. It's just like a almost commercial looking eye, as if the bag's been labeled by some creator. On his hand, he has a signet ring that has the J with the jewel above it, which is the insignia for the Jane family. He has a short sword on him still, which is different from the short sword that Yarvik is currently nudging. He has 10 darts, and he's wearing a dark colored hat. Or sorry, he's not wearing it. He has it on him. It just seems to be a normal, almost like a knit cap.
How about a ring of communication? Is he wearing one of those?
He is.
Let's strip him of his valuables.
You find he also has 35 gold on him.
What kind of armor is he wearing?
He's not wearing armor.
Well, this was a waste. I'm going to pull out Garrett's sword and stab him through the back.
Okay.
Whoa, no. Slow down there. What if you hit the scepter or something? Does he have the scepter on him?
Yarvik's gonna reach down and grab the short sword. Hey, is this that thing we're looking for, guys? Is the scepter actually a sword, or is this just a sword?
Surely you jest, Jarvik.
Within everything that Roger went through, there doesn't seem to be any scepter, no.
I'm gonna go back and check his horse.
Could we actually get the list one more time to make sure I've not missed anything in my notes?
Sure. A knit cap, 2 short swords, one that's laying on the ground and one that you've looted, 10 darts, a short bow, which I don't think I mentioned, but he has, a signet ring, and 5 packets of dust, and then basic traveling supplies. Stuff you already have, probably, so unless you want me to list it all again, I can.
And the ring of communication, of course.
And the ring of communication, yes.
Huh.
I'm gonna search his horse's saddlebags.
All right, Zippo is over at the horse. So you're searching the saddlebags on the horse?
Yeah, just pretty much anything on the horse that looks like it could hold the thing, the scepter. And I'm also gonna look at that lantern too, just to see if there's anything special about it looking like it.
The lantern seems to be affixed to the horse in kind of a makeshift strap that's attached to the barding of the horse. Hey, I take offense to that, says Jordan. No. You go through his saddlebags and you find that there is a bag within them.
Okay, I'm
when
gonna
you-
open that bag.
When you open it, you find that it is a bag of holding.
Okay, I'll reach in and I'll think about the scepter.
The scepter emerges from the bag. The scepter is... I'm not sure if you saw the scepter back when
We had it whenever we were in or whenever we first found out that he wasn't actually the king.
Yeah,
remember he had it in his
he
hands,
had it.
but it
Right.
was like
Okay. Yeah. So
he was running with it, so it's kind of like I caught a glance.
yeah, I think he had it on the table at one point in front of you guys, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
The scepter is ornate. It has the largest jewel, the largest diamond you have ever seen. It is renowned in Seregen as the largest diamond in the continent. It is untold how much money that gem alone would fetch as a price. The scepter does not bear any insignia to the Jane family. Instead, it is a scepter that has been passed down throughout multiple royal families in the history of Seregen. It's got its own encrustment of jewels, but the scepter handle itself is made out of a fine gold with some sort of rare hide strap. It appears to almost be of a scaled variety, the strap.
Oh, that's got to be dragon. Do I feel anything coming from my ring when I pick the scepter up? Like a warmth, because I remember it said. I remember them saying they
every
could do
once in
like
a while, you do get feelings from your master through the ring, but generally they become feelings of your own as well. You're not sure if it's your master or just that you're holding it, but you feel pretty giddy about holding this thing.
Okay. I'm gonna turn the bag of holding inside out. So it dumps everything that's inside of it out.
Nothing else comes out.
Okay, I'll put it back to normal. Like, I got a free bag of holding. Also found the scepter.
Scepter.
Hot damn.
What?
You guys
How
thought
big
I
is-
was stupid.
How big is
Yarvik
this
shrugs,
scepter?
realizing that
100%
the
of
sword
that.
is not the scepter, and just kind of grabs it now. Okay.
What, the sword?
Yeah, he's just gonna grab it off the ground, start walking with it.
Okay.
Check it out, like see if it's a nice sword or something.
The sword seems to be very finely made. It's definitely the one that he favored using. So whether it's his favorite sword or if it's just better at swinging, you'll have to get that identified to find out.
Hey guys, can I have this?
Yeah, you can keep it.
Thanks.
Yep.
Sure.
Amongst
Now we've got 2 out of 3 of the brothers' favorite swords. Let's go.
Just need one more to complete the collection.
amongst
Have
the
to buy
saddlebags,
the 3rd Pokemon game to get the last starter.
amongst the saddlebags, there's also several notes of IOU to different people within the city of Jane, where it seems that Gerard took out a few loans.
Well, we could destroy
give
all of
those-
those.
I'll give those to Ulrich. He might need those.
Yeah,
The notes
that
of
sure
IOU.
seems like some inquisitions that need to happen.
Your receipts.
Thank you.
It kind of makes sense why he doesn't have a lot of money. If you recall, he was pretty desperate for the reward back in the caves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Did that collectors a lot of favors.
We don't see any, I don't know, journal or anything like that. Any kind of insight into why he's out here?
I didn't see anything. I even tried to empty out his bag of holding, but the scepter was the only thing that was in it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll probably get that scepter on back to the city.
You guys don't want to go open the wall with it?
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Simple.
What's wrong with opening the wall? You
We
aren't
could
at
let the
least
dragons
curious?
back.
We don't know that that's what it does.
Right. I mean, it says it's a key. What if it's just like a door that we go through?
We've come all this way. When are we ever going to have another?
I know what to do, and
opportunity?
Zippo will take the scepter and go into his ring.
Hold on.
Oh boy.
All right. So while Zippo enters the ring, what is the rest of the party going to do?
One kobold enters.
I would say we're probably all pretty beat up, so
Yeah.
I would think camp may be a good idea. Kind of rest and recuperate, figure out our next actions.
Yeah, I agree. We
Process this horse and add it to our rations, or is it just like an extra horse?
I think that's an extra horse.
I mean, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse.
We don't need a. I think we got some rations still.
Horse sausage could be interesting.
It's a lot gamier than you'd think.
All right. So while you guys are setting up camp, I'm going to head over into the other chat, to the sidebar with Zippo's character, if that's fair with you guys. All right.
Sure.
We'll be right
You
back.
know, when it comes to horse sausage, it's the hooves that's the glue that keeps it all together.
Yeah,
So-
it's
Hello, hello.
Hello.
All right. Let me. So forgive us in chat, everyone. You're not gonna really see my picture at the moment because right now this is set up for seeing 6 people, and we only have 2 people in chat right now. So you'll hear my voice. You can hear Zippo's voice. Everything's fine. Don't worry. So Zippo, you slide into your ring, holding the scepter. And what do you do?
As soon as I hop in, I go, Master, does the scepter do what they say it does?
Zippo, it has been a long time. I was starting to get worried.
It's been a long journey, but we finally found it and got it.
The eyes of your master appear, and not the form of your master, just the eyes. And they kind of look around for a second, come down, they look at you, and then they focus on the scepter. Ah, you have the key. Excellent. Zippo,
Yes.
this is your way through the wall.
Yes. This is going to be so exciting. My buddy Jordan is so excited to meet you.
Yes, and I am excited to meet him and you. And all you need to do is go a few more miles. And I'll be waiting on the other side.
Okay. I think they're resting now, and then whenever we get up, we will head that way.
I'll
I
see
will
you
convince
soon.
them with what I can. If I can't convince them, I'll run.
You hear a merry little chuckle come out of your master. Oh, you do know how to run, don't you?
Indeed.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
You feel a smile, but the teeth of a dragon appear, kind of like the Cheshire Cat, but in a dragon-like form. The smile of the dragon appears, and then
Zippo's
fades
got
away.
a big smile too. He's like, you ever seen like a kid whenever they go into the toy aisle of like Walmart or something?
Yeah.
That's Zippo right now.
and I assume you're jumping back out. Are you taking the scepter with you, or are you leaving it in the ring?
I'll leave it in the ring.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, let's
Pop
pop
out.
back.
Must
Yeah.
be spelled Lil.
We are back.
It's decided. We named the horse.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Behold, Lil Belzy.
I love it.
Little Belsy. That's great. It's
We got a little backwards hat on the horse.
it's hilarious because it's a war horse. So it's quite big.
It's big. Did anybody take the knitted cap from Shadow? And if not, can we put it on the horse?
Oh yeah, have the horse wear a toboggan.
That would
Yeah.
look amazing on the horse.
Toboggan? A toque?
We can't get the horse to like wear a belt 6 inches below its actual waistband, but we can give it a toboggan.
So the knit cap is made for a medium or smaller creature. Since the horse is large, it won't fit.
You just cut holes for the ears. It'll be fine. It's fine.
We have some rope.
We'll work on this. While we
Maybe
rest.
the horse wears it at a jaunty angle
Yeah,
over
yeah,
only
we-
one ear.
Yeah, that's what we do. We cut
Well,
a hole
it's wearing
from
it
one
back.
ear to go through.
Well, it can just use like the part where the head would be.
Okay. So who's working on the hat? Who's going to be cutting that up?
I'll work on it while we rest, but it's not a priority at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, resting's definitely the priority. We're getting that camp ready.
Is there anything that you'd like Jordan to identify as you're making camp?
The
I was
hat,
gonna-
the scepter, and the sword that Yarvik picked up.
Yeah, I was gonna have him do that after we had when we were doing our rotation for the night. But yeah,
Well, I mean, if you guys are setting up camp, he could probably do that so he's not distracted during watch, since it takes 10 minutes per.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you said the hat, the scepter, and what else?
the sword that I picked up.
And the sword. Okay.
Did we get anything else that was worth looking at?
He's not going to be
short
able
bow
to
and the
identify
ring.
the scepter.
Oh yeah, the scepter's gone. Thanks a lot, Zippo.
So Zippo came back out of the ring, but the scepter is not with him.
How about the powder with the eye on it?
The iocane powder?
I look at this. Yarvik is looking at the powder bag, thinking, "This smells of Carl."
Where did my camera go? Let me,
No,
put my
iocane
camera-
powder doesn't smell like anything.
There we go.
We just see Atomic's food.
Okay, so you want the powder in the mix too?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, so powder.
Let's just
Sword.
identify literally everything he has.
Yeah, it's only 10 minutes each, right?
Jordan quickly realizes that it's gonna take him all night now.
Identify every single one of these darts, please.
Individually.
How many darts were there, by the way? Because I will.
So
take-
this is NPC abuse, and Jordan won't stand for it. He decides he's only going to identify one of the packets, one of the darts, not all 6 or all 10, or all 5 and all 10. Excuse me. So dust, dart. So powder, sword, dust, dart. You know what the ring of communication does, so I'm skipping that. Signet ring. I'm skipping the basic items and the gold.
Were you fellows gonna split the gold? Belzian does not want to take any.
Yeah, since Yarvik got the sword, he's gonna skip the gold.
All right, so while the group makes camp, He identifies the powder as dust of disappearance. So what dust of disappearance does is you can use as an action to throw the dust in the air, and you and each creature and object within 10 feet of you become invisible for 2d4 minutes. The duration is the same for all subjects, and the dust is consumed when the magic takes effect. So it's like a one-time use invisibility. And you have 5 packets of that.
Hell yeah.
So that tells you that he couldn't make himself invisible, but he had something to help him do that instead. The hat is also magical. It is a hat of disguise. So that's the ability to cast disguise self at will. Presumably that's what he used to change into the king's form. If you recall, one of his circus buddies said that he had purchased an item that allowed him to change his form. The short sword is a +1 short sword. It's magically enhanced to be sharper. The darts, and the signet ring are both non-magical. That's it.
Interesting.
Oh, wow. Thank you for your time, Jordan. What is your fee?
Well, I'll take the 35 gold if you'd like.
Jordan
No,
also
we're
wants
gonna
to go to the
split
wall.
that.
What was that?
Jordan also wants to go to the wall so we can open it.
I mean, aren't you all curious?
I just confirmed it with Master. That's what it does.
Really?
What?
She's very excited to meet us all.
I'm sure will taste delicious.
Keep those insults out of your mouth. You guys might taste delicious, but I'll taste amazing.
Do dragons eat horses? Sorry, little Belzy.
Yeah, we're long rest tonight. We can go open the wall, guys.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. Suppose that's what we might as well.
Jordan smiles and he's like, look, even Roger's coming around. He gives Roger this knowing smile, as in, like, some mysteries are just too irresistible, eh?
Yeah, well, gotta find something more interesting to do than just stabbing people for a living.
Tab the wall with the key.
Yeah,
Yep.
This is big nostalgia for me. We get to throw a kobold into the wall just like we did 100 years ago.
Right. Hey, Zippo, you all right with us just tying a rope around the scepter in case you
I
drop
don't have
it?
the scepter. I left it in the ring for safety reasons.
when you go to open the wall up with it, of course. Not right now.
You can tie it to me and I'll hold on to the scepter.
Yeah, but if you get grabbed
Right.
by the wall,
I'll throw the scepter back.
Okay.
This sounds like a plan for the morning. We don't even know what we're not even close to the wall yet. We're still miles away.
That's true.
I'm gonna bring up the map again just to show where we are. Everybody can see the map now, right?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, we're about a day's journey from the wall.
Cool. Do we really want to reach the wall at evening tomorrow.
Master said she'll see us tomorrow, so we must meet there tomorrow.
Tomorrow in our time or tomorrow in dragon times?
Tomorrow in our time.
Oh,
Right. Well, I would say we should still stick with that track after all. Meeting her any sooner than that, we're not ready. I I look a mess.
yes, I don't feel so hot, fellows. And you all look pretty rough, too. I'm
Yeah, I
surprised
told her
you
we
haven't
were resting
died.
tonight and then we'll meet her tomorrow. She agreed. Therefore, we will rest tonight and meet her tomorrow.
All right.
It's been an exciting last couple of weeks. I got to meet a mayor, then I got to meet what appeared to be a king, and now perhaps I'll meet a dragon queen person. How exciting.
You also got to meet that other mayor, Little Bezzy.
Hey. Is Little Belzy a mare or the other flavor of horse?
A steed?
Yeah.
A stallion, I guess?
Maybe not steed. I think it's stallion.
Yeah.
Stallion, yes.
It's a stallion for sure.
Ooh.
He seems fairly not skittish, more like I guess the opposite of skittish. Like he doesn't seem to shirk away from you. In fact, he's a little challenging. He also looks exhausted, like he's been ridden quite hard.
Oh, he'll fit right in.
Can I try to comfort the animal with animal handling?
Sure.
Make him feel more chill, since we're not going to eat him immediately.
Don't want it to be too tense. That toughens the meat up.
We need the 2 tents to rest in.
It's true.
Belzine, what do you do to try and calm the horse?
Ooh, so they had horses back at the monastery, so he would be like, not approaching the horse from behind or from any of its blind sides, because horses freak out when they can't see things. And with a soothing, calm demeanor, is like petting this horse, like, "It's all right, buddy. It's all right. Won't you be my neighbor?"
The horse, not being used to being gently touched and friendly talked to in quite some time, kind of melts in your hand a bit, and like its eyes flare and then kind of widen and kind of like almost a childlike happiness look at you, and it kind of leans against your hand willingly, pliantly.
Excellent. And I believe we all brought our horses here too.
Correct.
They're part of the.
Your horse is kind of looking at this interchange a little jealously.
Perfect.
It's actually just eating grass over there. It's not really even paying attention.
Yeah, if we could integrate Little Belzy into the other pack of horses, that would be preferable.
I feel like we need to set Jordan on the idea of writing a Little Belzy song. I feel like that would be right up Jordan's alley.
That could be arranged for sure. It might take some time to fine tune, but I can give it a fair shot.
The Life Adventure. I really thought that a song would be written for me before a song written after a horse named after me would happen, but yeah, such is life.
Well, you've already gotten into the song about Vort. So maybe not by name, but you were certainly described.
Hmm.
All right. So as we break for camp, who's going to take watches, and are we going to be doing the same watches, or how would you guys like to do it? I only ask because the situation has now changed quite a bit, so I'm not sure how you'd like to organize things, and how suspicious you are of certain things or not.
Zippo would definitely want to take last watch because he's so giddy right now. It's going to take till last watch for him not to be awake. Or no, asleep. No, he'll take first watch. That's the word I'm looking for.
There you go. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I had my times mixed up for some reason. It's weird. Okay. Yeah, Zippo would want to take first watch. He's so giddy right now. He can't go to sleep.
Yeah, Roger's gonna make sure that he's meditating while supposed to watch.
Okay.
Ulrich will join the first watch with Zippo then.
Darvik will take second watch.
Jordan's gonna take last watch.
Elzan would probably take second or third. I don't know how long sleeping takes.
8 hours. As long as you're resting 8 hours, you're good.
Okay. There should be a watch with only one other person.
So, yeah. If Belzian takes second, then third would be with Roger?
I mean, Roger's going to be awake for
Yeah.
second and third. Just he's going to be resting for one of them and not paying a whole lot of attention.
Yeah, it would be Roger for the third. You'll be actually paying attention on the third, whereas in second you're kind of doing your own thing. All right. So while that's set up, let's take a 10-minute break. It's about that time. So when we come back, we'll see you then. We'll see you let's estimate 9:03, maybe a little bit around there. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right.
Excellent.
See you soon.
See you in 10.
All right, we are back from our break. Welcome back, everyone. Hope everybody got their popcorn, their tea and crumpets, their Mountain Dew and Jack Daniels, their bourbon on the rocks, whatever you choose to drink tonight. I guess you shouldn't drink popcorn. That's probably an ill-advised idea. But anyway,
the blender with some barbecue sauce, mix it
up. So you guys kind of plant on the spot and make camp. Let's start with first watch, I guess. So first watch is Zippo and Ulrich. So Zippo, go ahead and roll a perception.
Yeah, taking a second to load.
You're good.
Oh, we are not seeing jack crap.
Zippo and Ulrich are too busy looking at each other, I assume.
I don't mean to come across wrong, but I never noticed how pretty you are before.
Save that type. Actually, don't even say that type of flattery to the dragon. I mean, she might just eat you there. I can only defend you so much.
Now, hey, what do you imagine? What's she gonna do when she comes through? Your queen.
I don't know. I don't imagine she'll come through because obviously they boarded off this land for a reason. So I imagine if she's on the other side, the land over there must be 10 times better, and they would never want to come back over here.
Right, so that's part of why I wanted to, tie the scepter off, because once you get over there, you're not going to want to come back, and we're going to need that scepter for the people who are still here.
If she wants other people over there, I'll bring the scepter back. How do you know she doesn't want anybody else over there? And the only reason we're getting
Well,
over there is because I'm,
Right, but
the best servant ever.
no one knows that it does that, right?
Gotta
I'm not
believe.
gonna, I'm not gonna tell anyone. So why not leave it here if you go over there?
Yeah, once I get it open, I'm happy to throw it back.
I
I just have to open it first, obviously.
right.
By the way, just between me and you, I'm pretty sure Jordan's gonna hit on the Dragon Queen.
You sure he's gonna what now?
Hit on the Dragon Queen.
Oh, I
Ooh,
mean, that could happen. I could see that.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him.
I'm just
Yeah.
picturing it now. This 50-year-old bard is, putting on the wiles on this huge dragon.
You gotta remember, 50 years old is nothing to a dragon.
No, I know. It's still comical.
Dragon Queen
Zippo,
Robin.
the funny thing is, since I've never really seen a dragon, all I can imagine is Jordan playing this scene out with himself, right? Like he's playing both parts.
Oh,
got-
gotcha.
Where he's got to talk
Like-
as himself, and he's also got to talk as the queen. And we just keep saying, no, we want to see more. We want to see more.
I could see Jordan playing that out. It'd be the best show we ever saw, though.
Yeah, it'd be a good show.
You're gonna be amazed when you see the Queen.
I'm sure.
It's gonna be so amazing. I'm so excited.
Me too, buddy. Well, I'm glad that at least one of us is going to get to see a monarch that turns out to be exactly who they said they were.
Yeah, you guys just put your trust on the wrong people. You gotta believe in dragons, man. Like, humans, too easy to corrupt. Dragons, purest of hearts you ever met in your life.
Well, the problem is I can barely imagine dragons.
Yeah, a lot of people in my hometown started to not believe in dragons originally. Some of the newer kobolds were confused. Not me, though. I was super happy when I met my dragon.
I'm really glad. I think it's about time to take over the next shift.
Yep. Faster I go to sleep, faster I wake up to meet the Dragon Queen.
Exactly.
All right. So second shift is Yarvik and Belzian. You get woken up by Zippo and Ulrich.
Yeah.
Morning.
Go ahead.
Oh, just saying good morning and observing the nature around us.
Yarvik is kind of slowly, checking out his sword in the firelight, staring off into the night. Just, you ever wonder why we're here?
What do you mean?
What does it all mean? Why are we out in the world? Why are people questing after dragons and scepters and killing each other and all of this? We could just be eating sausage.
We could, and I'm glad that you clarified on that point, because I was going to have to describe to you how your parents met and if they liked each other. But yes, your question makes much more sense now.
My parents always told me I hatched from an acorn. What do you know?
Wait, do halflings hatch from acorns?
I don't know. Do they? Look. Is life a lie? I don't know.
I feel like we've stepped on a few acorns on the way here.
I mean, were they my kin? I always felt like I would know. I don't know. Well, now I'm going to have to start collecting acorns.
Would they be siblings or children?
Or it could be, distant cousins, third removed. I mean,
Well, family
it
is
could be,
family.
really. Yeah, exactly. I wonder, walnuts, are they like cousins? I don't know.
Maybe
We have
walnuts
to-
match into half elves. Maybe I'm half walnut.
I am fine with this.
Well, we've always been a little nutty around here.
Tree nut bros. And then Yarvik goes and goes for the fist bump. Just fist bump.
In a rare occasion of Velzian actually making a fist, he reciprocates.
Since he's an open palm monk, yeah.
Yes.
All right, Yarvik, if you could just roll a perception for me. Okay. The night is fairly clear. You hear a good amount of nature around you, but mainly behind you rather than ahead of you, if you catch my drift. You every once in a while hear strange noises that don't seem familiar to the woods you know or have experienced in the past. You can't quite identify what type of creatures they might be, but they sound unsettling at times. And every once in a while, as the wind blows your direction from the east, you pick up the sound of a dull roar.
A dull roar?
Yes.
Like not like a waterfall, but like a creature? Perhaps?
It's constant enough that it could be a waterfall. It's kind of you don't know how to describe it. It's a sound of some volume is carried toward you on the wind from the east every once in a while. And the only way I can describe it is like a roar, like not the like the roar of a lion type of thing, or like of many people speaking at once, or many the rumble of many footprints at once. That type of noise.
My Yarvik is thinking, as long as nothing is changing, the group is desperately in need of a full night's rest, so just stay sharp and see if anything changes.
Yeah, nothing seems to directly approach you or come close, but you do hear many strange sounds. Anything else you'd like to do while on watch?
I'm good.
That's all for now.
All right, you wake up Jordan, who kind of startles awake. It seems like he's sleeping more soundly than normal. Usually he kind of just drifts awake and says good morning and comes to, but he seems sweaty when he wakes up, as if he experienced some sort of ill dream.
Had dreams? Man, that must be terrible. I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah, Jordan kind of I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't a great feeling. I know it was bad. I can't place what it was anymore. I guess you don't know, but yeah, sometimes that happens when you dream. You know something happened, but you can't remember quite what.
It happens when you get older. So I hear.
Yes, a lot of things start happening as you get older. He says as he does his morning stretches, kind of limbering up. He is a bard after all. He has to be able to be flexible and acrobatic at times. So he's kind of rolling off the night and whatnot. This is something that you've seen him do a million times, but you're not sure if the ill dreams or the closeness to the wall or just that you're having your first watch with Jordan, but because generally speaking, he's with somebody else for a watch and you're kind of just in trance or whatnot, but he definitely seems a lot more tired today than he has in the past.
You want some coffee that we pilfered from Shadow's trail rations?
Oh, you mean that dust that I identified? I told you what that was. It's dust of disappearance. I don't want to turn invisible. I want to wake up.
Oh, suit yourself. So,
make a perception.
Sibo's excited about dragons. What do you think's on the other side of the wall?
Well, I mean, you remember the night we first met? I told you the stories that I know. I've always been told, well, I mean, there's always been conflicting stories, right? But riches beyond your wildest dreams, a land ripe for the taking, a land filled with adventure. It just seems like too good to be true, but also too good to pass up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Should be interesting enough. In the worst case scenario, we walk over there and lose the scepter and lose Zippo. That could be worse.
Yes, I'm nervous about his exuberance, but he does know a lot of things that I don't about the other side of the wall. If what he says is true, then the other side might be the land of dragons, and well, since dragons are but a myth, it would be exciting to find out that they were real. And if they are real, then what else that's a myth is truly a myth.
Yeah.
So while Jordan is keeping watch, he you notice with your perception check that he is facing he has his back to the wall and he's keeping watch only to that 180 degree angle. It seems like he is not interested in looking toward the wall at all. You've heard of this phenomenon happening. In fact, many of the towns that are near the wall or within eye distance of the wall are built in such a way that the town can kind of function without looking at the wall. So, like, doors to homes are facing the opposite of the wall. Things are diagonally to the wall. So, like, you see what I'm saying, right? So,
yeah.
Basically, people can go about their business while pretending that the wall doesn't exist because it makes them feel uncomfortable. So I'm accounting that for his lower perception. He's not. He's ignoring an entire half of his duties, basically. In your mind, because you're looking at everything around you.
I'll pick up the slack for you, Jordan.
Huh?
I'm not saying that out loud.
Okay.
So where do you want to go when we get back?
Get back?
We're not going to be spending the rest of our lives on the other side of the wall. Presumably that you've left things over here you'd like to return to.
Well, I mean, it would be nice to see the ocean again at some point. It's been quite some time. I don't know, wherever the road takes us, really. I'm here for the journey, not for the destination. How about you? You have some family, I believe you've mentioned in the past.
Yeah, my parents and my brother Finn still have this bracelet we bought for him all the way back in Jewel. It feels like that was a lot longer ago than it was, but it's only been about a month, right?
Yeah, just about. I mean, and it depends on the month, right? If it was Revelry, we've spent about 2 months together. Um, yes, it does seem like a lot has happened since then and now, in quite a short time. I mean, I've gone about this amount of time just writing one song before, and all this has happened. I can barely keep up in documenting our adventures. It seems like I just get finished summarizing what we've done, and then something else happens.
Moving that quickly, are we? I'm glad
Um,
that we were able to complete Marius's request.
yes, though there are still a lot of questions regarding Gerard. What what happened when he died? What was that?
It's me. Looked like a bunch of spirits, if you ask me. Uh, why those spirits would be disappointed in him seems pretty obvious, but
That's fair. Yeah.
maybe there's more to it than meets the eye.
Well, would you look at that? It's starting to get dusky out. I can't really tell what time of day it is, but it seems like about the right time to get everyone up, wouldn't you say?
Sure. Start prodding people awake.
Sure
Oh, no,
enough,
Sorry,
it,
go ahead.
sure enough, it is morning. But just like before, when you guys rested and woken up, the wall is blocking the morning light from really showing you a sunrise or anything of that sort. Um, the trees are thinner here, so you can see more of the darkness that rises out of the horizon to your northeast of you, but it's still kind of indistinct. It almost seems like a shadowy, foggy type substance from here, where the light kind of pierces mutely or comes out from above the wall, high up in the sky. It
Oh,
almost
good morning, everybody.
casts like a gray
Get him
light.
moving.
Zeppo just pops up and says, "Let's get moving."
As soon as Zippo gets up, he like wakes up Brunhild, gives her like a handful of food, hops on her back. Let's go. Just starts going toward the wall.
Zippo, some of us have to eat breakfast.
Eat it on the way.
We also have to pack up our belongings, because I would like to take them with us.
Um, Jordan goes over to Gerard's body, which he covered with a bedroll before we rested for the night, and gestures at him and says, "What are we going to do about him?"
We're gonna let's mark where we put him at because I need to get him back to the water elemental to prove he's dead.
Chop the head off. We can leave the body.
Yeah, that works. I even got a brand new bag of holding just for this reason.
Well, surely if we have a bag of holding, we could just put the whole thing in, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't feel like we need to cut the head off.
I want to make sure he doesn't come back.
I don't
Yeah.
really
I
feel
don't know what's up with
comfortable
that three
cutting his
angel
head
thing.
off.
I'll do it.
Yeah, you
I
don't
mean-
have
No,
to
I
be a
mean,
part
I
of this
don't
story.
feel comfortable with us doing that act.
Right. I gotta say, I know.
He's not a monster. He's a human being.
Right, and he was a prince.
I mean, I
at
wouldn't
one
call him a
point.
human being. He did enslave a water elemental, or at least
Buddy,
allow the
I
enslavement of a
really
water elemental.
right. I really need to just clarify that was like the actual king. That fountain has been there forever.
That he's blood related to him though, so it's like, you know,
Right, but I mean that's not
tomato
fair,
tomato.
because If
The
I
real
did
point
something
here is
bad,
that
that would be
humans are the real monsters.
I agree, except for Jordan. He's exempt.
Maybe the monsters were the friends we made along the way. Wait, no, that makes no sense at all.
So are we saying that while we're talking over Ulrich, that we've come to the conclusion that he is the only monster here, because you said that humans are monsters except for me.
I wouldn't really call Ulrich a human at this point.
well, it's nice of you, I guess.
Well, Ulrich,
I-
what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I mean, it's just look. He's clearly dead. We can bind him up. He's gonna be in a bag of holding, which, if I understand these things right, are voidless vacuums.
With one
Whatever
exception,
that is.
as far as I know.
Right. So, I don't know. I just feel like it's just not how we treat people in general, but more, more to the point, royalty. You know.
Once you die, you lose
Point.
royalty. Hello?
You executed the Goblin King, chopped his head off, and brought him back.
Yeah, hold on now.
Yeah,
Now, hold on. I don't think I chopped his
sold-
head off.
That was Gerard, wasn't it? Or Shadow, or
Certainly,
No.
Gerard thinks it's okay to chop off the heads of kings.
Right, and so we should always stoop down to other people's level.
Hold
How
on.
you do what you want. I'm just saying, I don't think we really need to do it. We've argued longer than it would have taken anyway. At this point, he takes his axe, chops his damn head off.
Whoa. A head for a head, and the world will be dead.
No. You just chop the head off the person who chopped off the first head. It's all good.
Cancels
Ah.
out, PIM
Like
does.
cutting off the
That
head of a
actually
snake.
ends pretty quick. Eye for an eye only blinds two people.
Or one person if you did it to yourself.
What if it was a cyclops?
I mean,
he'd
then
still be
the math
blind.
gets a little tricky. You blind at least one person, but you don't need to blind any more people. Like, it's still
All
capped
fair
at two.
assumption.
So Ulrich goes over and unceremoniously confirms the death of Shadow with his axe. Takes the head and puts it in the bag of holding, I assume. Are you doing anything else with the head before putting it in?
Nope.
I'm going to drop
No,
this
just put it-
He kind of unceremoniously just drops it in the bag of holding and pulls it tight.
Yarvik observes that these guys are pretty twisted. Also, making sure that his warhorse is very carefully avoiding any acorns or walnuts that happen to be on the ground.
Fair enough.
Well, boys, time to go open the wall and say hello to the best thing ever.
Are we just gonna ignore the three shadowy figures that came out of this guy after we beat him? Well, like,
I
was
feel
he
like it's-
triple possessed? Was that why he was at least 3 times stronger than your average bloke?
Honestly, I don't know what to make about it, and I don't know how to investigate it. That's my problem.
I feel like
But
that's more of a you tell somebody till you find out somebody that has an answer for you kind of thing.
I
right,
mean, you
and
could
then
also
there's
make some Arcana or history checks if you'd like to like think about it more.
I'll try
Yeah, I
it.
mean, I think Ulrich would have given it some thought at some point.
Got
I
a
wonder if I
14 for
read
Arcana.
There were three shadowy beings and three brothers. Just putting that out there.
right, but brothers didn't look exactly like it. It looked like three of him, at least
Uh,
to me.
so with introspection, Belzian and Ulrich, I'm gonna start with your check. Um, you both kind of discuss it amongst yourselves since you're kind of thinking about it, and Belzian had brought it up. Um, and with your memory, thinking about the shadows, they did seem to not resemble each other. They were unique in small ways, but I mean, when it's forms of shadow, it's very easy for them to look similar, right? Um, and when Yarvik says three brothers, three shadows, it kind of clicks into place. That the circlets that were resting on the heads of each of these shadows, they seemed to look like crowns. Now that he says that, it kind of makes sense. In fact, just as the shadows dissipated, it seems like the one that was kind of looking at the body in a mournful way seemed to be pulled by the other two. It seems like the brothers' spirits, all three rose out of the body of Shadow, of Gerard. So Zippo, with your Arcana check, you're not really sure what caused this or what kind of thing happened to make Gerard be able to do this, but it's obvious that the three brothers being triplets had something to do with it, and their souls in some way were part of whatever Gerard could do, or at
Yeah,
least
sure.
some part, maybe some part of their spirit.
Once we start connecting the dots, I'm like, yeah. So what I'm thinking, magic-wise, is the king had the three brothers cursed when they were first born. That way they could never fight each other without having severe consequences. But they never figured that out till the war. And then after they killed each other, it was already too late because they were already cursed with both other brothers' curses, which caused the souls to be stuck to them. And that's why you don't do dark magic, kids.
Ulrich, another thing that you remember with your history check is that every once in a while Gerard would lead covert missions to garner specific advantages in the war. You weren't a part of that, being that you were a clanky melee fighter, but generally he was able to do things that surprised most people. It's what allowed him to keep within the war for longer. But he only started doing this when it was just him battling Gareth. When Benjamin was in the picture, he was not able to do this. Or I wouldn't say able to, he was not doing that.
Right. So
He changed his strategy halfway through the war, basically.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe the three of them were. I mean, soul linked in some fashion, but It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I gotta, even if even if that was all three of them, I'm not sure we need to be worried about it at this point. But one thing for me is he was heading all this way out here with the scepter. Well, we can at least see if we can figure out what it was he wanted to do. Presumably it's taking the scepter to the wall, so that's one bit of insight we can get, but who knows, maybe our king's not really dead after all. That'd be nice for you, wouldn't it, Roger? Maybe he'll pull a shadow on us.
No, I'm not sure if I like the idea of that or not.
Yep.
Sometimes dead is better.
I mean, I'm an assassin. Dead is always better.
I'm not sure. I feel like having some kind of living, non-possessed type person on the throne would be the best for the kingdom. Interesting. So what if he got all the way to the wall and then, like, something happened and he decided to come back just to kick our butts, or try to, haha. Well, why did he stop on his path? I guess we might find out.
Let's go. And the O's are like as if those slowly walking away on Broomfield, like kind of leading that. Even though he doesn't even know really where he's going.
Yarvik, since you're our tracker, do you want to do any investigation as to what Shadow did prior to you arriving? Or is Zippo's kind of pushing us toward the wall, kind of keeping you from being able to do that? Or
I could give the area a once over as we're kind of gathering our stuff up and everybody's kind of breaking camp for the day while they're having this conversation. I can kind of wander the area and see what might have brought him to this place and what might have brought him to confront us in this particular battlefield. Like he chose this battle space, we didn't, so he must have chosen for a reason. What would it be investigation?
yeah. Or just do survival. I'll count it all together. Following his tracks are pretty easy, at least in the horse galloping toward the party. So you go further down the kind of path that you have going on here between the trees. And you find that about halfway through, following the footprints, you find what looks like might have been his camp. It seems like he went to the camp, or he came from the camp and rushed the party. So that's what you have from that.
I'm going to use the ring, let the party know that I think I found Shadow's camp and how to get to me, and that I'm gonna, have a look.
Okay. It looks like the camp from the markings was packed in a hurry. As if like everything was just scooped up and stuffed into his bag, which Roger, you can certainly attest to when you went through his stuff. It was not in a very orderly fashion. So Yeah, the fire was doused quickly. In fact, you might have even been able to see it smoking yesterday had you moved further in toward the wall before you broke or made camp for the night.
Okay, so I think it's probably unlikely that he would have had time to booby trap anything. It seems like he was in a hurry, but still want to make sure I'm kind of checking for traps before I'm looking at his bad roll or his tent, anything.
All that was packed and found by. You
Okay.
just see like the campfire ring, the hoof prints from the camp and things like that.
Gotcha.
There's like he put a foot across the campfire ring to kind of break it up so it didn't look like a campfire ring, but it was almost no effort was made to conceal it.
Had he traveled farther past this point? I see tracks leading off towards the wall to the west, to the east.
Yes, on foot only.
I'm gonna wait for the group to catch up and suggest that we probably follow this path out and see what happens, even if we got to walk the horses. Because ultimately, it's still traveling east, and we're almost at the edge of the woods anyway.
Yeah, let me move your cursor a little bit.
It seems like a reasonable request.
Yeah, might as well.
All right, you follow the tracks and get to the edge of the woods where the tracks stop and double back toward the camp. So, ahead of you is a fairly flat plain, devoid of most trees, and completely along the horizon on both sides, in both north and south, well, northeast and southeast, is the wall. You are close enough now to the wall, still miles and miles away, that you can kind of fully get the impression of this enormous, terrifying thing. To call it a wall is almost an insult of a structure of a wall. It is by far the largest thing you've ever seen. And you've seen the Jane's Reach, which is quite a substantial mountain range. And the only reason it is the biggest thing you've ever seen is because it stretches in both north and south into the distance. Yeah, it towers over you. You feel small.
That's a normal Zippo feeling.
Zippo, you feel like a grain of sand on a beach. Like, this wall makes you feel like you're in the darkest cavern, the darkest, tightest cavern, uncomfortably. Like you feel the weight of a mountain on top of you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Once we start getting a little bit closer to it, Zippo's gonna pop into his ring to grab the scepter. And then pop out.
Okay, so you guys are continuing across the plain toward the wall?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. How long do you head toward the wall? Like, are you just getting as close as you can? Like, what's the plan here?
Yeah, once I have the scepter, I'm just gonna start heading towards it. The wall with the thing.
Yeah, I guess this is a good point in time to discuss plans. So, do we know how this thing works?
I probably should have asked that when I was in there.
I've heard us talk a lot about Zippo going through, but and throwing back the jewel, but how what are we going to do, like, for real? Like, what's the plan? I don't know about you, Zippo, but I if you're going, I'm going.
Master didn't give me any specific instructions, so I'm assuming it's more of a once you get close enough, the wall recognizes the scepter and it's like, oh, come through, kind of thing. I'm assuming if it was anything more difficult, Master would have been like, oh, by the way, you have to do this, 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 and this.
Yeah, Yarvik is in it. He wants to see what's on the other side.
Well, if this is like any story, and I certainly hope we are in one, because that would mean that we're the main characters, right? I don't know about you, but what if your master is, I don't know, testing you? Like, it can't be just simple, like, we just walk up to the wall and it's fine. This thing kills people. Rogers talked about how they used to execute people by throwing them into the wall. We know this jewel is a key, but what does that mean? What do we do?
Well, if it is a key, then we could surmise that there is a keyhole. But judging by how big this thing is versus how comparatively small the scepter is, a keyhole might be hard to find.
Also, apologies. I didn't realize how meta Jordan was going to get with that statement. He was just in character talking about being in the story because he's a bard. That wasn't like me being a DM through Jordan at that moment.
I thought you were talking about session summaries.
Oh, that was meta. Yes.
That's what the meta comment was for.
Got it.
I'm going to. Well, I can't go back into my ring because I just went into it to get the scepter and came out.
Correct.
So that's out of that option. Suppose going to, I don't know, cut his hand with the scepter so that some of his blood gets on it in the gym and everything to see maybe if it activates something.
Okay.
Ew, what are you doing?
You can now mark in your character sheet that you have 1 scepter plus 1 blood from Zippo.
Yeah.
It doesn't light up or anything like that.
Okay, that's what I was hoping for. Well, that didn't work, boys.
Do we all need to put blood on it?
So as you guys are kind of fiddling with the scepter, that roaring sound, Yarvik, that you heard last night, you can hear it again. It's coming from the direction of the wall. As you look at the wall, you see now that you're close enough, you're only a few miles away now. Also, it kind of feels really... It's been very uncomfortable walking straight toward the wall because of how big it is. It just gives you a bad feeling, right? But now that you look at it, you can see that the wall is made up of individual tendrils. Like black tendrils that writhe and brush against each other. And the brushing sound when the wall bristles or bubbles, like there's, you know what I mean, like a billowing effect.
It's like the woods on a windy day, that constant rustling sound.
Yes, but instead it's kind of like a slithery, rough texture on rough texture in such great number that it sounds like a roar. And that's why it was so hard to describe, because if you were to describe that sound that you hear, you wouldn't really be able to, because it's like 1,000 people rubbing sandpaper together. You know what I mean? Like, how would that sound? Like a roar.
This sounds like an experiment that needs to happen. Yeah, Yarvik would communicate with the group that he'd heard this last night. He's been hearing it coming, and it is a little bit disconcerting to find out what was finally making the sound. But he's
that's
undeterred.
It always sound like this? I didn't expect it to be so wiggly.
Well, yeah, how are they supposed to grab the prisoners and pull them in without tentacles? Come on now.
Well, excuse me, Mr. Know-It-All. I've never been here before.
The only way I can think we can do this to get through the wall is I'll try to go through first, and then if the scepter comes back through, I made it. If it doesn't, I didn't make it.
Zippo, as I said earlier, if you go, I'm going. So how do we do
But
that?
somebody's got to take care of Broomfield. Can't leave her by herself.
Surely your dog will perish of heartbreak immediately if anything bad were to happen to you. So perhaps we should rethink this strategy.
Jordan looks to Ulrich and Roger to see if they have any ideas.
Send Zippo through. He's the one with the scepter. He's the one that knows the dragons on the other side. Presumably it works both ways. I'm not walking through there until I see somebody else live through it. I've actually seen what that does to people.
Ah, yes. Ulrich, if you are talking, we can't hear you. They indicate there's something wrong with their mic.
Oh, yeah. I can't. Is he talking in Discord?
I don't see his name letting out.
Something wrong with Mike. He's been trying to talk. Okay.
Try leaving the call and coming back.
Yeah, try leaving and coming back.
We missed you, Ulrich.
How about now?
Yes.
There we go.
Hey!
Yeah.
Sorry.
Great.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, the things that I've said have not been too vastly different from what other people are saying anyway. Ulrich would just say, yeah, look, I have a lot of faith in this plan of yours, Zippo. You know, you've surprised me before. You can do it again. But just in case, I really am adamant. We try 2 ropes. One's going to be around you, and one's going to be around the scepter, because that is a really wiggly-looking wall. And if you and the scepter get separated, we need to be able to get both of you out. So
Fine.
that's great.
Yeah, it'd be like that time in the Goblin Mine.
Right. But I gotta say, don't hurt to investigate a little bit more. We could even just throw the scepter towards the wall while it's tied. See if that does anything on its own.
We do have an extra horse. We could always send little Belzy in there. See what happens. Just for science,
Tied to the end of a really long tied to the end of a really long stick, and then tied that stick to little Belzy, and then just let her go.
Like a lance.
We named this horse specifically so that she wouldn't be used as cannon fodder.
No, we named the horse so we wouldn't eat the horse. Used as cannon fodder is completely different.
Some of
I mean-
you horses may lose your lives, but that is a sacrifice we're willing to make.
At the end of the day, though, it really is your choice, Zippo. If you want to make the risk, that's on you. It's just, maybe a risk, but maybe we don't know what we're talking about because we don't know your queen.
I feel like I have to be the one to try it. I was my original idea, and Queen put the trust in me to come up here. So I have to be, at the very least, the first one to try it. And I'll have the rope tied off to me. And if I scream or anything, just pull back as hard as you can.
Just spilled water all over my desk.
Oh no.
That's the only answer I can give.
Does seem fair. I like all of these plans combined. Except
Did you cut off? Hello? Guys? Did I mute people? Hello? Can you hear me?
welcome
Yes. Can you hear us?
Yes. Sorry, so Belzino was talking and I guess I accidentally muted him?
back. Oh no, you muted and deafened yourself.
Oh.
Hopefully the water damage is not substantial.
I don't think it got into the hard drive that it was next to, so that's good. Just the mouse pad. But I'm mad at Benji. So. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, we were mostly just
Alright.
clarifying our plans here.
Yeah, I got 50 feet.
I also have 50 feet.
Great. Why don't we tie your 50 feet around you? We'll tie my 50 feet around the scepter. Again, just in case the two of you get separated.
And I guess you can use my 50 feet of rope for me.
And another 50 for Jordan. And this is where Lil Bezzy comes in. We're going to tie all three of them to the horse. And she's going to be pulling the opposite direction.
Hopefully little Belzy
She's
doesn't
going to be pulling the opposite.
didn't rip off any limbs, but
What's a limb between friends?
All right, so you guys are probably about 3 miles from the wall right now. Roger, you know that prisoners, once they reached about 15 feet from the wall would reach out and touch them, and then that person would die and they'd be pulled into the wall. So as soon as the wall touched them, they died.
So basically, don't let it touch you.
Okay.
All right, so the party continues forward, approaching the wall at a cautious pace, plan in place. As you get closer, every instinct is telling you not to approach the wall. It's telling you to go back. You feel like entering, like, you ever get the feeling when you're coming out of a basement that something's behind you and you want to rush up the basement so that you can get away from it?
Every time.
No, not used to that feeling at all.
So if you turned your back on the wall, that's what the wall would feel like behind you, but you're facing it and willingly going toward that feeling, if that makes sense. That's the feeling of unease. So it's like walking into darkness, knowing that it's dangerous, from an instinctual level. That's kind of what it feels like. So instead of the hair on the back of your head, kind of standing on end, it's the hair on the front. No, it's you. You get it.
Every hair on the body.
Yeah. All right. You are a mile from the wall, and the sounds make it hard for you to hear each other. At this point, it's almost like a constant gust of wind wind sound, and it's actually quite windy. It blows your hair in every direction, those of you that have it. And your clothing is pressed against you or pulled at you at times. The tendrils are large. They're not small tendrils as they looked like from farther away. As you get closer, it gets more and more in perspective as you realize just how big these things are. They're tree trunk tendrils. Sometimes smaller, sometimes even larger tendrils pop out. And it's not like popping out, like you don't see their ends, you just see the bulk of flesh, like the rounded part of the limb. Every once in a while you might catch a glimpse of like the tip of a tendril, but it's mainly just the serpentine looking blackness. It's not a scaled serpent tendril, it's more like an octopus, in terms of slimy and fluid and shiny at times. Yeah. Are you going closer?
Yeah, and as we're going closer, Zippo's going to be holding the scepter out, and he's going to just be like constantly like muttering his the Dragon Queen's name.
Okay. And we've already tied the ropes and everything like that?
Yeah, I would say so, right?
All right, let's get some sleight of hand checks, please.
Who's feeling good about that?
I haven't been rolling good all night, so
I'm probably the best person. If Zippo wants to help me, I'll gladly take the advantage, though.
yeah, I'll try it.
Help him tie this rope like your life depends on it. Because it might.
With advantage, the second. All right, 26.
Okay. Roger expertly ties Zippo and Jordan and the scepter and the horse together.
Yeah, I just figured we kind of like tie it to its bridle.
Tie what? The scepter?
The other end, yeah, the other ends of the ropes to
So
the
there's-
bridle of the horse.
So there's
The
three.
plan is we're going to stay with the horse, with all of the ropes tied to the horse. At
Oh, I see.
our
So
end.
that the horse can drag them.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
If yeah,
in worst case
if-
scenario, if it's enough to pull the horse in, then it's not pulling us in.
Fair enough. All right, Zippo. What would you like Jordan to do while you're holding out this scepter? And how far back are you guys going to be from Jordan and Zippo?
We're gonna leave like maybe 5 feet of slack in the ropes, so 45 feet back.
Okay.
So while we're going forward, I'm going to have the scepter out, muttering the Dragon Queen's name with like the scepter in one hand, right? And I'm going to be holding Jordan's hand in the other one, and I'm going to tell him and have him muttering the Dragon Queen's name as well.
And what is that name again? I think I pinned it, right?
Did you pin it? Yes, you did. It's Verdina Zahid Amar.
Might want to put
Sorry,
that in chat.
I missed that. Can you say it again?
Hang on 1 second.
Mhm.
My buttons are not wanting to work for me. Yep, that is a thing Zippo can think that might work for us.
And what did you post it in OOC, I guess?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, so the group has this strange parade where the float that is leading the parade is Zippo and Jordan holding hands with the scepter between them. Or I guess the scepter to the right. Is Zippo right-handed?
Yeah.
So
Zippo's
I'm on the
right-handed.
left.
Yep.
Okay. So Zippo kind of leading Jordan out toward the wall, the rest of the group kind of like following
This
along
is going to
behind.
play into favor if something happens that I don't expect. I already have a complete plan for this.
Okay. You're now 500 feet from the wall, and you're not sure how, but the wall keeps just seeming to increase in size as you get closer to it, as the magnitude grows and grows. 250 feet. The light, the shadow of the wall still is blocking out the light of the sun, but you see that light kind of passes through it in like a foggy type thing. The tendrils are larger than Zippo's body. Some are smaller, that could maybe be the size of his arm, but they're some that are larger than the body, 100 feet. And some of the tendrils begin stopping in their writhing and still in your area of the wall, almost as if they're listening. You continue, correct?
Yep.
50 feet from the wall, and tendrils begin poking out of the wall, reaching. They don't get farther than 15 feet, but they are definitely aware of your presence. The wall and the sandpapery roar of it stop completely. It is silent. You hear no sounds around you except for the footprints of your companions and a cat playing in the background. This is a dramatic moment. You can't do this. Don't look at me like that. Yeah, get down. Thank you. It is silent. Jordan looks to you. Do you continue?
Yes. As I'm now, since we can hear each other louder, I'm saying the name louder now.
Okay. Jordan continues saying the name. He was shouting it, but now that it's quiet, he's murmuring it again. 25 feet. You notice that the tendrils are snatching, swiping, trying to stretch and reach you. A few of them wave in an alluring pattern, trying to beckon you closer.
Okay, Question.
Go ahead.
Could I untie myself without having to make a check?
With the knot that Roger made, it would be very hard to untie it.
Okay.
He made it in such a way that you wouldn't come loose.
How
Because
bulky is rope?
I mean, as somebody who's fairly experienced with knots in real life, the kind of knot you'd want to use here is a bowline, and those are not hard to untie.
well, yeah, but Zippo doesn't know that.
True. Okay, so out of character, here was my actual plan. Once we got up to where I wasn't sure if we were going to live or not, Zippo was going to untie himself and then, what's that? Thunder wave at the horse and Jordan so that they got knocked away and the horse started running as he walked towards the wall. That way, in case something bad happened, Jordan didn't die either.
So just to remind you, that would take the scepter away too, because we did tie the scepter.
Oh, yeah. Never mind.
Also, if you start messing with the ropes, and we see that, we're definitely going to pull away.
Oh yeah, the horse is moving the moment we feel things are bad.
Never mind. Then. I forgot the rope was tied to the scepter as well,
Yeah,
so never mind.
fair enough.
As we're getting closer,
you.
though, I will start squeezing Jordan's hand.
Okay. Zippo, while you have been completely confident about your master keeping you safe and that there's dragons on the other side, it is at this moment, as you see the tendrils beckoning toward you, the wall towering over you, the stillness in the air, almost like there's electricity, and your scales standing on end. You, at this moment, feel doubt. What if none of this is true? What if you're walking to your death? Do you push on?
I feel like Zippo's just confident enough that he could do it. He's going to start saying the name louder and holding the scepter out farther.
All right. And you continue. You walk straight at the grasping tentacles, and when you were within 10 feet of them, they balk and shriek this awful noise as the crystal on the scepter lights up in a 5-foot globe that contain like a 10-foot diameter, a 5-foot radius sphere surrounds you, Jordan, and the scepter, centered on the scepter. You move forward, and the tentacles shirk away from it, but they stay within the area beyond the sphere. So as you push forward, you push into the tentacles, and the tentacles begin to surround the sphere.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
that's good
shit.
news.
Yeah, that's good. But we're gonna have to, I mean, we're either gonna have to cut them loose or we're gonna have to pull them back.
Yeah, so this is a good time to ask. At this point, you're witnessing the wall begin to swallow the sphere of light that is Jordan and Zippo. What do you do?
They're going to go through regardless of what we do, aren't they?
Sure seems that way.
We could cut the rope and
Hey,
Sorry, yes.
Zippo. We'll use the rings of communication. Hey, Zippo, can you untie the ropes? Because I don't think they're going to do any good. Look behind you.
Yeah, I know we're surrounded. We're making
So
it through.
you're not quite surrounded, but the tentacles are like, you can kind of see through the tentacles that are grasping around the globe. You can see your party looking
gonna
at you
wave.
helplessly.
Like, if you never come back, we do want these 3 ropes. So if you don't mind untying them.
I'll buy us new ropes.
Just cut him from the horse. I don't feel confident letting go of either things I'm holding
Yeah.
on to right now.
Yeah, I would say Ulrich gladly at that point lets the ropes off unless someone stops him.
Do we go back for them, or do we keep going, Zippo?
We ensure that it's safe on the other side, like I hope it is, and then we come back for them if it is.
Okay.
Or if it's not.
Or if we can make it back and it's not, we at least know.
All right. From this point on,
Before they go, before they cross fully into the wall, I'm gonna say over the rings, hey, when you get to the other side, try to contact us with the rings. Maybe they work through the wall.
Okay. We shall. I say back over there.
Jordan looks at you and he says, "Are you ready, Zippo?"
As ready as I'll ever be.
And despite everything, he manages a weak smile and he says, "And let's do it." So do you push forward?
Yep.
Zippo and Jordan begin stepping forward and push fully into the wall. The wall swallows them, and you no longer can see them amidst the writhing tentacles. Inside the wall, Zippo, Jordan are a pinpoint of light within a vast ocean of darkness. It's almost warm and still, but suddenly, as we step forward more and more, the ground begins to decline slightly, and that's when the wind begins to pick up. It's slow at first, but then it's faster and faster, and the tentacles are not still. The writhing, the grasping that once was begin to spin and spin faster and faster. A cyclone is around us, ripping at our clothes, ripping at our very souls, it feels like, as there's a groan, a shriek of pain, maybe? The shrieking gets louder until it's everything you can do but to cover your ears and drop the scepter that you're holding. But you know now, you know that with every fiber of your being that if you let go of this scepter now, it's all over. Your knuckles are white with the grip of it. And all of a sudden, just as quickly as it started, the rush around you stills. And you open your eyes, which you didn't realize were closed. And you see the brightness of day. And you're no longer holding a scepter. You're holding a book. And you look around you. And you see your party staring at you with blank looks, stunned and silent. For they see no wall at all. The wall is gone. In every direction, there is nothing but land.
Well, shit.
The wall is no more.
Time to get into the real estate business, boys.
Hey, hey, just so we're all on the same page, if Marius or whoever ends up being in charge asks about this in an angry fashion, who did it, we just didn't get to shadow in time. And then he did this. But
And
if
if he's
they're,
happy about it,
we
we were
absolutely
totally
did.
responsible.
That's right. That's right. It was all Zippo's idea. It was great. Good thinker. They should put him in charge of stuff. But I gotta say, seeing this wall go away makes me feel as if God has abandoned me in this moment. Oh wait, no, here he is.
The area where the wall was, Zippo, you see that there's a great divot. It's not a canyon, but it's a valley of sorts.
Like a big culvert.
So my question is, who's going to notice?
We did
I
a
feel
thing.
like
It's probably going to be a lot brighter in the mornings for some folk.
Yeah?
Zippo, you don't
Hey, Zippo.
see any dragons.
I was just about to ask, hey, Zippo, where are the dragons?
I don't know.
I was psyching myself up to get eaten.
They gotta be around here somewhere. They have to be. It's just not possible that they're not.
Maybe they're invisible.
Got it. Maybe the giants got them all.
So, just to describe what happened from somebody who's not inside the wall, because more than half the party just witnessed what happened. As the wall began to spin around Zippo and Jordan, you could see the tendrils begin to spin and gather in a cyclone, and then eventually it bursts, and the tendrils just kind of shrivel up and die. And it kind of explodes out and continues along the wall in both directions.
You said I'm holding a book now
Yes.
instead of the scepter? I'm gonna open the book.
On the cover of the book
Or yeah, look
are
at it
two
first.
words. They say, "The truth."
I'll definitely open it and start reading it if I can.
All right. What's the rest of the group doing?
I mean, going that way now.
All right. So the rest of the party kind of catches up with the group, or with Chet, with Zippo and Jordan.
Yeah,
As
just
the wall
sprint over
vanished,
there.
as the wall vanished, I would say that Yarvik pointed at Belzine and said, "He did it."
Wasn't me.
The best excuse.
Zippo, I know you're reading this, and I know this is a lot, but could you read it out loud?
Sure.
I'll read it for you, but that way the whole group gets it.
Ooh, story time.
You open the book, and on a weathered page are these words. The world you know is a fabrication, a carefully kept secret that is 3,000 years old. The wall is not a monster. It is not an enemy. It is a truce. And now it's gone. Once there were 3 nations with their own desires and motivations. The greedy humans, the bloodthirsty barbarians, and the eternal vampires. Seregen, Relic, and Necrata. All 3 wanted the continent for their own, and were locked in a timeless war. Entire races were swallowed in the conflicts. Eventually, certain factions within each side realized that if the wars continued, there would eventually be nothing left to fight for. And so, in secret, they began. The Order devised a spell that would stop the conflict. The Wall. The Wall was meant to divide up the continent into 3 even territories, 1 for each land. It took many casters to design and to cast, and it was an incredible amount of planning and organization. Those that took on this great task called themselves the Wall Makers. One moment.
Man, years of planning ruined by one childlike dream.
Allow me to repeat that. Those that took on this great task called themselves the Wall Makers. 3 keys were made for the wall in case of dire need, such as famine, disaster, 1 for each nation. For the barbarians, a sacred axe of immense power, a weapon of a giant that once ruled. For the vampires, a statue of a female vampire with a crescent moon necklace, depicting the mother of vampires. It's been said to hold the memories of the very first vampire. For the humans, a diamond that served as the crown jewel to the Seregen kingdom, an item of immeasurable wealth. The keys were made for something of lasting value to the rulers of the 3 nations, as an incentive for each ruler to use the key only for dire circumstances. An act of great sacrifice. The keys do not act as a way to open a door, as the name suggests. A key cancels the spell irreversibly. Should this happen, which it now has, all 3 will turn into this book, identical to the one you hold now, though I know not what the other books will say inside. After this spell is cast, my Wall Makers will begin the work of erasing the history of before, to collect the histories and hide them or destroy them. Because of the pattern of the wall, it was inevitable that some would be trapped on the wrong side of the wall, separated from their nations. It is our hope that those that are will become the seeds of change within each nation, that with this new chance, things will change for the better. If you are reading this, we hope it was enough. We hope the wars will not begin anew now that the wall has fallen. We hope that time has healed more wounds than the wall has caused. We hope it was enough. Good luck. The words good luck are the last words on the page. And below it is a symbol that Belzian recognizes. It's a symbol that was on the brooch he found the day he left his monastery. It's the brooch of Lumen Banefellow.
That little gnome who took the book and then perished. Look at this.
Huh. So I guess it was giants after all. But what's a vampire?
Do we not have vampires in Seregen? Maybe
Well,
emotional vampires.
I'm really curious what they mean by barbarian as well. I mean,
Yeah, like
I'm noticing a decided lack of dragons.
Yeah, where's this dragon queen at?
I
Are
don't
we
know.
about to be eaten while we discuss these wall makers?
She was supposed to be here.
Huh.
There was only supposed to be one side of the wall, not three.
Zippo,
There's got to be at least two.
and as you guys can probably tell, the map has updated. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
We're in the DLC now.
Oh boy. And I guess where the wall previously was is now just like a ditch.
Yes, the map will continue showing where the wall was, for sake of ease for borders, right? But yeah, it's like a divot where it's kind of, there is some sort of, it's all dirt. It's there's no life growing there, at least not right now.
Well, Marius will be happy that there's something much more important has happened that will distract from all of the deaths of the monarchy.
Yes, that is well and good. But do you think our poor kingdom might try to take over these other kingdoms?
Do you think the other kingdoms might be convinced that a preemptive strike would prevent us from doing that? Or do you think they'll be too busy fighting each other?
well, and how soon will everyone know what's happened?
I think that's the thing. Only the people that hold the books and the people that they tell know. So by that logic, no one else in Seregen understands what just happened. They just saw the wall disappear and saw more land behind it. So that equates to the other two races being what they are. I would assume their leaders were probably holding these relics up if they weren't already lost to the people with the books. So if one of the clans did lose their relic, their key, they didn't get the book. So they don't know what happened. They don't know the past, anything.
Well, it's been 3,000 years. That's,
I would
I
definitely
don't know,
think we need to
30
find the kingdoms
generations
of both,
tops.
though.
That's not so long a time.
Well, maybe for humans. How many generations is it for elves?
I'm so
Oh,
curious as to what a barbarian is.
For humans, that's like 150 generations, sorry. For elves, it's like 30.
Do we have like vampires and barbarians? Like, did we have any in Seregen? Or were those like things that nobody really knew of?
People have been barbarian classes, but not
Nothing that would be classified as like a barbarian race.
correct. And vampires, there's been stories about them. There's stories about the weaknesses of vampires and things like that, but nobody's ever seen the last vampire that was seen in Seregen hasn't been around for hundreds of years.
So if we're going off old stories, then vampires are pretty much immortal, which means they remember everything at the people that were there when the wall was made was happening. So they're either going to question which kingdom broke the wall and for what reason, or they're going to presume trying to take over the land.
It's interesting.
And I still
Well-
haven't found the Dragon Queen.
I hate to say this, buddy, but I think we gotta hurry home.
Why do you say that?
Well,
just got
I
here.
mean, we did, but if, if they did have their, if they were doing what we did, where their ruler had the important bauble, and their important bauble just turned into a book saying, titled The Truth, but saying something possibly different from what our book said. Well, we're kind of playing with a less optimal hand here, because our people have less information than their people.
What do we do instead? If, aside from heading back home, we can press on into new land.
Yeah, the way I see it, we have two options. Go back and report so our people can be prepared for the inevitability of whoever the vampires and the barbarians are, or do a little recon before we go.
Does any of us have a message spell?
Nope.
I'm fresh out. I'm sorry.
You could probably learn that. Because as it stands now, I'd say our kingdom is the weakest. Because we also don't have a current king, because, recent events. Which also begs the question of why and how Shadow knew that it would open it. And why he would want to break the wall down.
Well, his group of bandits did, torture this Lumenbane fellow person who's, I'm assuming, a
Yeah.
wallmaker.
But that would be the how, but the real question would be the why. Why did he want to take the wall down so badly? What does he gain?
He gets another chance at maybe ruling something, right? He sees Seregen is gone. Maybe he's got the chance to escape to somewhere less hostile to him.
I mean, Shadow saw the same page we did, right? We didn't know what was going to happen.
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
Perhaps he was ambitious. Perhaps he was suicidal. We can't readily ask him now.
I'm gonna, is there any more pages in the book, or is it just that one that we read?
The rest of the book, as far as you can see, has nothing in it. It's only a few pages. It's
okay.
If
I was gonna look through it to see if it identified which one was which, if Relic was the barbarians or if
Relic is the barbarian land, yeah.
Okay. And he was gonna see if they had maybe a map or some kind of thing showing which land we were closest to.
Well, it does. So I'll give you this. It says to the north, the bloodthirsty barbarians; to the south, the eternal vampires;
Gotcha.
and to the west, the greedy humans.
Gotcha. Yeah, I did forget about that.
Okay. Good news for the people of the city of Fervor and the city of Falgoth. They just got a lot more important.
Yeah.
Without a clear idea of what we want to do in these other kingdoms, and with basically no support, maybe we should just go back.
You don't think we should press on as an envoy of sorts? Of goodwill and friendship?
I mean,
there's also no guarantee we speak their language.
It's true. It did mention these barbarians are bloodthirsty, and my recollection of
anyone at all, right?
Ooh,
that is possible. These two clans could have been wiped out completely by this time. As far as we know, the barbarians just died off to fighting each other, and the vampires ran out of food sources, so they passed away.
There are 3 copies of this book. There's at least two persons of interest in each of these lands. But we should have enough time to return to where we came from before any mass-scale mobilization could happen.
In any case, whatever you all decide to do, that's where we're going to end session for today. We do have a little bit of time left. You have leveled up. So if that's something you'd like to do tonight, we can do that. Or if you'd like to do that over the break, you can do that as well.
Yeah, we're gonna need to sidebar. There's like a lot of stuff in my character sheet that I'm not able to interact with, and I don't understand why. So we're gonna have to like troubleshoot that.
That's fine.
You level up.
You technically leveled up at Shadow, but I figured we could do it once the session was done. So
More important things were happening.
Yeah. Well, auras, you're finally unlocking.
What do rogues get at level 6?
So congratulations. I guess.
Hi. Yeah. Didn't expect the wall. Of all the things, the entire wall disappearing was not my expectation. So, fuck.
I mean, it wasn't what I was expecting, but it definitely makes sense.
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
Like of all the things to happen, this is probably one of the more reasonable outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
So the continent's a little bigger than you guys thought.
It's pretty exciting.
All right. So while the group is leveling up and whatnot, I think it's a good time to end the stream. So I hope everyone out there enjoyed this momentous occasion here on the channel. Congratulations to being officially out of the introduction of the campaign. And we'll see what happens next time and what the group decides to do.
Oh, so this is we're in the part of the game where the title of the game pops up. Seregen campaign.
Or is
This is
it the
what the
Seregen
field
campaign? Dun dun dun.
Well, now we get both of the DLCs. So I told you we did one of the Pokemon games. Now we have to do the other ones to get the other 2 starters.
You were on to something.
All right, guys. Everybody have a good night out there in Twitch. Have a good one. And we'll see you next time in 2 weeks. Everybody's good with 2 weeks from now, right? That would be...
Yep.
What? That would be the 22nd.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see everyone on the 22nd here on the channel at 7-ish Eastern Standard Time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Ah.